Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Another edition here, the Brilliantly Dumb Show. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, Michael. Here we go now. There's Joey D. There's Joey D coming in hot here. Joseph, how are you today, sir?
Gentlemen,
There he is. Sunday
In his
Mass
Sunday
again?
best. Sunday best.
Wow.
Did you just say Sunday best?
Sunday Mass. He's coming for Sunday Mass again.
I'm saying Sunday best because he's in his Sunday best. Look at the young man.
And I think that's terrific.
Little Henley style button up, half button.
what are we doing here?
The Henley style. It's the Henley style.
We might be seeing a new Joey D. And I
Very
think we need to
refined,
get,
Joey.
yeah. Is this a new Joey D?
Yes, it is.
No, it's Sunday. Sundays, I go to Sunday service. I get, I want to make myself look presentable.
Oh, I mean, you look great.
I'd like
Hair, I mean, the hair alone. I mean, when you could just walk out of the house with hair like that, you pretty much you got to work to fuck that up.
I feel like sometimes you guys overemphasize the hair play.
He
really
knows.
He does that.
I'm not.
I
think. Listen, I think I have good hair, but you guys act like I'm
great
Elvis.
hair.
You act like I'm Elvis. It's not. It's
in some ways
over embellished.
In some ways, you are a modern Elvis. Very controversial. Great hair.
Elvis wasn't controversial.
On the rise. Oh, what? Joe, what are you talking about? They kicked
he
him
was
off
beloved.
TV.
I didn't
kicked
know
him off TV and stuff.
I didn't know Elvis.
What, just because of the hip gyrations?
Yes. It was at the time that was like extremely unheard of. Like he was making all these
women were
young
losing.
girls. Yes, and that became very controversial. That he was like ultra progressive for his time, and
What's
he was
his nickname? Blue Eyes.
No, that was Sinatra. Was old Blue.
Oh
Eyes.
yeah, Blue Eyes. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I did watch.
He was the king. Elvis was the king.
Tell you what
the king. Yeah.
What I watched that was one of the worst, and this ain't just a Bobby Blockbuster.
Don't say the Elvis movie.
The one that his wife,
Priscilla.
It's one of the very worst.
Yes.
Things
I've heard that
ever
also.
seen.
I've heard that also. But
I thought you loved it, Mikey.
No, the Elvis movie. Elvis is tremendous. If you guys haven't watched that,
I started watching it, but I found it a little slow to start.
Yeah, it's a little slow to start, but it picks up really good. It's good. You should watch it.
I would love to sit and talk to a person that liked this one. Did you watch it at all, Mikey?
No, but someone had just told me, and I'm going to be embarrassed. Oh, it was Lou. It was Luna Lou. Told me that he watched it and he was like, yeah, it sucked. Like there was no Elvis at all in it. It was Priscilla Presley. And it was just, I don't know if it was a movie or I guess it was a movie, but it was like one of those Amazon or Netflix direct release type of things, I believe.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Normally those stink.
It was terrible.
Sometimes you get a banger.
When it's direct to Netflix, more often than not, it's not good.
No, but Netflix, I have confidence in. If somebody says to me like, "Oh, something's only on Peacock," I haven't earned the trust of Peacock yet, or lately Paramount Plus. That I wonder if this movie's so good. Why wasn't it in theaters? And B, how did it make its way over there, not a Netflix or a Hulu? Is that crazy, Joseph?
Unless if it's an indie film, then that's off the charts because it doesn't have the funding sometimes to go to the big screen. So that's the rare exception, but I would agree with you for the most part, Bob.
Are movies still coming out in theaters?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just
Bob
don't
hasn't been to a movie since 2006.
Yeah.
And I'm ready.
Yeah. I started that Griselda last night on Netflix. That's good. That's real good.
What's that one?
She's like a cocaine kingpin. From
I
Colombia.
saw that.
Yeah.
And like one of the only female bosses.
Yeah, the first episode, the first thing that is a blacked out screen with a quote, and it says, "The only man I was ever afraid of was a woman named Griselda, whatever her last name is," and it was a quote by Pablo Escobar, and it's really good. It's really.
She
good.
was a Colombian drug lord.
So far. Yes,
and she went to prison. I actually read about her. She had committed a ton of homicides, and she went to prison for like 28 years, and then came out, and then she was killed.
The makeup job they did on what's her name, Sofia Vergara, whatever her name is.
Vergara.
Yes.
She's fantastic.
The makeup job, man, they made her out to look like a hound dog, dude.
Woo, really?
Talking about the teeth are like mashed in and her nose is like this.
Really?
But because Griselda wasn't much of a looker, which I guess played into why she was so feared as well. She was not. And the makeup's kind of tough to look at in 4K. It's a little difficult.
Side note, this is yet another time where Mikey has shown up with a piece of apparel or a piece of merch that I have never seen. I have not had this guy gets everything.
The Gatorade.
I've wanted
Dude,
the Gatorade.
This is one of my favorites.
I bet it
Yeah,
is.
that's
Where do
very
they get
nice.
it, Mikey? Where do they get it?
Oh, you get that over at breezygolf.com. And while you're over there, if you pay full price, I say you're a sucker. Use promo code BeardownCuz. And then, I'm just saying, Joe, why pay full price?
This guy is a jukebox, man.
Off.
I tell you, you could just wind him on up and then he'll just let it ride.
I got that. It's another great one. The Phoenix Suns themed with the golf ball.
Sure.
I'm bringing that out to Arizona for the week, obviously.
Nice.
Fellas, we got, it's very interesting what's happening here, okay? We have the waste management, what we talked about, which is going to be a blast. We got a lot going on during the waste management. I think it's going to be an absolute zoo, and in a good way. And then, I mean, out of the clouds, out of the absolute clouds.
This is from the clouds.
This really is
from the clouds.
The boys are headed to Daytona for NASCAR.
Yeah. They call me Daytona Da.
Daytona Da, man. I mean, this is gonna be. Look, by the way, there's a chance that we have a ball. I mean, I think we're gonna have a really good time with this.
I think so too. I'm a little gassed up for, no pun intended, for that NASCAR trip. I don't know why that is exactly, but something about NASCAR culture fascinates me. That people really love watching NASCAR. Like, the people who watch NASCAR are so diehard about watching it. It really.
I think Perez is going to fit in very well.
I think he's going to be a riot in that. I mean, that will be. Yeah. I just think sometimes maybe with NASCAR, maybe I'm wrong. I think a lot of NASCAR that even the fans love so much. I almost feel like it's one of those things where the tailgate is almost even better than the race. You know what I mean?
Oh, I think that's a big component of it. I think and the Daytona is like the biggest. I mean, Daytona and the Indianapolis 500, right, are the two biggest.
Yeah,
I mean, listen, I'm not a
500,
NASCAR guy, but those are the two biggest races, I believe.
Yeah,
Daytona's like a bucket list. My buddy who's been a NASCAR fan his whole life is like, dude, that's like a bucket list thing for me to do is go to the Daytona 500.
Really?
Yeah.
People are big. Yeah. People are big. The
Who's gonna be out there? Our guy, Paul Swan.
Paul Swan. He actually.
Is he going to be in it?
Yeah.
Well, he's a pit guy. He's a pit guy for a very well-known driver. Name escapes me.
Danny something.
No, not Danny Hamlin. It's is it not Chase Elliott? It is. Come on.
I'll find out. Just rip Bob. I'll get it. Go ahead.
Yeah,
we should know this.
We really should.
I know. I forget all the time.
No, what Swan was telling me.
But he was jacked up. He was jacked up to hear.
You told him?
I told him we were going. Yeah.
He's gonna. I got a feeling Paul Swan is gonna end up being kind of like our liaison. Like
that's nice.
Mm-hmm. And
although,
I think
Bob, he's gonna be in the pit crew, so I don't know how he's gonna.
Austin Dillon.
Austin Dillon. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah. But by the way, these pit guys gotta be in really, really good shape. And Swan is in tremendous shape.
He showcased the world that not too long ago.
Oh, the Peloton race.
He did. Yeah, he
Peloton
did.
race. That was.
Listen, this is a former professional athlete. I don't know. That's a little.
He laughed you like twice, Michael.
Dude,
by the way, Mikey, just reference for the folks that don't know the non-diehards what Joey's talking about.
Well, 2 years ago, NFL Draft Thursday, Swan and I did a Peloton race, 20 minutes. And Swan beat me. He beat me, and he beat me. Semi-comfortably, I would say. But this guy could go, man. He could go. But I did find that out. Bob touched on it, that most of these pit guys are like fringe pro athletes. All of them. They played like this other guy I saw on the Netflix show. I just saw a preview of it. He played at Clemson. He played football at Clemson. Yeah. Like, these guys are not. They're not just like guys that come from a garage or something. Like, I just thought it was guys who worked on cars. I had no idea they were like these superb athletes.
Boy, did we find out.
Yeah, I found out real quick.
I will say
I almost got duped a little bit there.
I will say the testament to Mikey that the guy was like dripping in sweat. You gave it everything you had. He could not have given another morsel
of
energy. Like, you gave everything you had.
But
and
I
I was
kept
proud of
thinking,
you for it, but like I wanted you to
He
keep
also
up.
had Austin Dillon present there for him. I didn't have a hype guy with me present.
oh,
I feel like if
Mikey, come on,
I didn't have a corner guy. You know,
Next
like
time we'll bring in Lance Armstrong to back you up for the race.
Rocky needed Mick in his corner to beat
Mikey,
Apollo. Rest in
Mikey.
peace. God bless Carl.
I will
Lewis,
say
but-
to Mikey's point, when he did the food challenge, I do think, Bob, you and me cheering him on helped him get over
I had a
the hump.
live audience cheering me on. I had several of my friends there. Again, people in my corner. This was just me and the bike in a dark room. It was
Well,
not
there was
easy.
a lot of people watching live.
But Mikey, you knew how bad I wanted you to win. And I kept thinking throughout the race, because if you do look at Peloton leaderboards, Mikey will send the photos. He's one of the best in the game, which goes to show you how good Swan is. But I kept thinking that it was like a horse race, like Mikey was going to make his move. And
Like a late push.
Yeah, I thought.
Up the rail. Yeah. It never happened.
It was one of those rare horse races where Swan led from start to end.
Yeah, no, that was a
Wire to wire.
That was a wire to wire finish for Paul Swan. Sure was.
Yeah.
Listen, I did feel at the end of that. I did feel at the end of that race that I was taken for a ride and not a Peloton.
But how did you not know how good he was?
I was looking at his I never saw him put up metrics like he did that day, Joe. I was looking at his metrics. They were not up to snuff like that. And then, you know, he came out of the gates and I was like, this guy thinks he's playing in the Super Bowl. And you know what? I respect that. I do. I respect, because if you're going to come, you come hard. You don't give it a half-ass effort. Like we were both dying at the end of that race. Like we were dying. I was
Wasn't his son like just newly born too? He's like, I'm dedicating this race to my
his
son.
daughter.
Daughter.
Yeah. It was over there.
Have to deal with that also. Yeah.
Poor little Dom didn't have a chance.
I should have knocked Holly up again before I stepped foot on that bike that day.
Yeah, I kept thinking he was going to make his move, and then late into it, I'm like, oh no, there's no move to be made.
No, see, Bob, I was at the golf course and I watched for like 10 minutes or not even it was like a fraction. I was like, this is over.
Yeah,
but Mikey, I do say that
not having Joe fully invested also, that hurt a little bit. That hurt a little bit.
Oh, come on, Michael.
I think you got to factor that in. I think you got to absolutely.
Come on.
I will say though, you could put Mikey into the line of fire on these things. He'll put his body on the like Bob does sports. When we do the food challenges for Bob Does Sports, that's like the Brilliantly Dumb show version. Like the big ticket, by the way, that doesn't get talked about enough. The big ticket on like his second ever. I mean, that's putting the body on the line. And then Mikey V, the Peloton thing, and then the food challenge was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Every time we do a food challenge.
I'm like the Mick Foley of social media. Maybe not, the greatest performer of all time, but a guy who's just willing to lay it all on the line, jump off the top of the cell, whatever you need me to do, I'll do it.
There's merit in that, Michael.
Sure.
And you know what, Bob, every time we do a food challenge, Bob always says, imagine if we had Mikey V right now, how much he would help us.
Yeah, I mean, that's my wheelhouse, the food challenges. That's like my wheelhouse. So.
We never got the donuts.
After, we got to do that. We got to do the donut. We got to do the donut thing.
Yeah.
It's just, I hate to do it on like a trip where I know it'll ruin my entire trip, but.
Maybe not on a trip, but maybe on an episode.
Yes.
Well, I think that's kind of, we should start bringing challenges back to the episodes. I think that's at the same time too, what's kind of like, sometimes with the challenges, you don't know what's going to hit you worse. Like I never knew when we did that milk or cookies challenge, how bad that was going to hit. I think the next challenge is a pizza challenge. I would love even to do one on the Brilliantly Dumb show to see how many slices.
I thought you said Chick-fil-A challenge, Bob.
Chick-fil-A, but even the Brilliantly Dumb show, if we do,
it's not how many slices, it's just how fast I could consume an entire pie. I'll eat the whole pie. That's not.
I almost think the challenge would have to be more than a pie.
No, it would have to be a time thing. Like how fast can you eat a whole regular, football style pie? Like not like a personal pie, not a Neapolitan pie, a full regular cheese pizza.
By the way, I took some heat about the Neapolitan pizza. Neapolitan. Let me tell you something. Honest to God, I have no regrets on the Neapolitan. But like I really firmly stand by that and believe that about the Neapolitan pie just being a very subpar compared to a New York slice. I really do. I stand by that 110%.
But Bob, the Neapolitan, I think it's a good pie. I know that you guys prefer a New York pie, but I don't think that takes away from the fact that the Neapolitan is still a good. It's a good pizza.
I think it's the versatility of the pie. Like the New York style pie, you could walk in, grab a slice, have it delivered. It almost holds up under any scenario, reheating it after you've had it in the fridge or the freezer for a couple days. The Neapolitan to me has to be consumed on site of the restaurant. It has to be eaten where it's cooked. And otherwise it just doesn't stand the test of time and it's not as versatile. I think that's more so the issue with the Neapolitan as opposed to, you know, the way that the New York style could stand the test of whatever you put it through. Delivery, reheat, whatever.
I also think too, the Neapolitan pie is good for just a starter pie.
Oh, yeah.
Like an appetizer. Joey D, you're
Yes.
king of that. You love doing the pie out of the gate just to start you off.
That's
All
Well,
I'm
no,
saying,
I'll do it as a mid-course.
yeah.
Something to think about. I'll do some starters and then we'll do like a pizza. If there's like 4 or 5 people there, I'll do a pizza just as a mid-course and then we all go to entrees. If
Couple
the
of
place
us-
is good for pizzas.
Couple of us had dinner at Luna on Friday night, and we had to start. We had 2 pies, a white onion, a traditional cheese with white onion, unbelievable, and then a special pie. He had like a pepperoni with Mike's hot honey. Have you ever had this hot
Whoa.
honey?
No.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you something. That was something else. But it was like the perfect starter. It was like the perfect way to start because like you get a slice of each pie, or you know, a slice and a half of each pie, and then you're good to go into your.
Was
entree.
Lou slinging those things?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Whoa. I always believe a Luna Lou slung pizza's got to taste just a tad bit better than your, you know, your original pizza.
Your everyday, sure. Yeah.
You know,
He knows what he's doing in that oven. That's for sure.
the thing with
Lose.
Luna Lou, by the way, Luna's Woodfire Tavern, the official sponsor of the Burnley Dumb Show. I almost feel like with Luna Lou, I feel that there's no agenda that he has going into the day. I almost feel like specials and all that. I don't think he plans it out for the week. I think he just wakes up, he walks in, and then you know what I mean? Like I don't think there's any thought put into it like throughout the week. I think he just goes on the fly.
That's a great take.
Right?
That's a great take. I'm not saying you're right. I'm not saying you're right, but that's
No.
a great take. And
we came back from the Yankees game into Luna Lou's and he just walked behind and put an apron on and started working.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
I was blown away.
He had to be hammered too. I'm not saying that he was. He had to be. Me not getting to see that was devastating. I would have really enjoyed seeing that. You know, the first conversation I ever had with Luna Lou, Mikey's like, we were doing the Patreon meetup, and Mikey's like, you know, I'm going to connect you with my friend Lou. You know, he runs the restaurant. We're going to do the thing there. And Lou calls me. And it was a hysterical conversation. And he asked me, he's like, you know, we know a lot of different coaches and, you know, some people that we could bring in.
Yeah.
I don't think he really knew what the Patreon meetup was. He's like, you know, to talk to your fans, we know Jason Garrett very well. We can bring
Jason Garrett. That's right.
Jason Garrett.
I'm thinking, what the fuck is Jason Garrett going to go and say to the Patreon fans and the Patreon followers?
Jason Garrett couldn't even get the Cowboys to listen to him. How's he going to get a bunch
of
rowdy drunks?
Folks, we interrupt the Burnley Dumb Show to let you know that the Burnley Dumb Show is brought to you by the fine folks over at AG1. I started taking AG1 for about a year and a half now. If you're a longtime listener, you know I'm a big AG1 guy. Gut health, my overall immune system, and just to add that extra spark of energy into my day-to-day, which everybody needs. That day-to-day energy. I recommend AG1 to all my family and friends because it really does put me in the right mindset. And I know I'm taking the best, finest ingredients, something that I could replace my multivitamin with, came from AG1, just one scoop. Does it all for you. You can't go wrong. AG1 is the supplement I trust to provide the support my body needs daily, and that's why they've been a partner for so long. If you want to take ownership of your health, it starts with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/dumb. That's drinkag1.com/dumb. Check it out. All right, fellas, let's hop in. Buy or sell segment of the week. What did you see that you liked? What did you see that you did not like? Why don't we go ahead? Let's start over with Joey D. Joey D, take it away.
I'm gonna sell. This is tough for me because I've used this for a long time and it just keeps letting me down lately. to the point where it's like it needs to be addressed. And I think, Bob, you might have actually addressed it at some point. I don't remember, but I'm going to sell Waze because I think they have absolutely, yes, they have dropped the ball in a way that I can't. I mean, first of all, it's just it'll try to save you like 2 to 3 minutes on your trip. But the amount of like you have to go through side streets, through oncoming traffic, making lefts on the busiest intersections you'll ever find. Like it puts you in a position where you're saving time, but it's actually a worse driving experience than if you were just to go the normal route. And it's not like it's saving you a plethora of time. Secondly, it readjusts itself continuously now as you're driving. So I'm driving, all of a sudden it's like, make a right, but then right as soon as I make a right, the left needs to be made, and then I miss that. It's just not good. It needs to be updated. It was good at first, and I'm just over it now. And quite frankly, it's going to get me in an accident if I keep using this fucking app. So as far as I'm concerned, sell Waze, go the normal route. Use your normal GPS or Google Waze or whatever.
Yeah, see,
Google Maps.
Holly uses the Google Maps all the time, and I say I just have no problem with the regular map app on the iPhone. I think it's great. I never have an issue.
That's a good one too. Yeah,
just the in-house app. It's not Google. No, it's like Apple's own
Apple Maps or something.
Yeah. I use the app that's installed on the phone, and I never have an issue. Waze to me was like this new thing that like people were into, and you could change the fucking voice to like Cookie Monster, and people got a big kick out of that. I never fell into the Waze trap. I don't like it. I didn't like it from the jump.
I used to like to, it'd be like, there'd be a construction thing and it'd be like, is this still here? And if you press yes, you get cool points. Yeah, and then you feel like you're contributing to the map. But now I'm done with it. I'm sorry.
You know what? Joe's not wrong to where like it will try and save you 2 minutes, and it takes you on these back streets where like I would rather just stay on the highway, even if it is bumper to bumper.
2 minutes.
Eat the 2 minutes. It is absolutely. I switched to the Google Maps. It was one of the best things that I've ever done. That doesn't say a whole lot about me, but yeah.
Holly swears by Google Maps. All she uses
the right way to go. Maps. I think they take you on the now with the Waze. You can pick what route you want to go, so you could still take that other route. But I'm so used to just plugging it in and just flying. Yeah, not a bad sell by any means. I'm buying. I'm gonna go with the buy this week. I am buying the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, where Josh Allen played in it, Tom Brady played in it. I think it is so fun to watch these guys play on that stage. And I bet a lot of the tour players don't love it in the sense of they're competing. It's a regular event for them, and they have amateurs with them. Like obviously Keegan Bradley, and they got paired up with Brady and Josh Allen. So they were thrilled about it. But there's a lot of people more people than not, that you don't know that's playing and that they probably don't love because they got to play with an amateur while they're competing. With that being said, for the fan, watching Brady compete in these things, watching Josh Allen in it, I think it is so much fun. I think it's incredible. I'm buying it. The only thing is, Golf Channel really didn't they didn't do a good job covering it.
No, they never show all the groups. They do a terrible job of like showcasing all the groups. They'll like fix in on like one group, and then they really don't show a lot of the other guys.
I don't get why. I don't, there's no answer for that. There's so many things that Golf Channel does, even like when they have to switch coverage, there's a reason behind that. It's terrible.
What are they going to do now today? Because the weather's supposed to be abysmal there, right? Isn't it? They said for the final round today. I know not the pro.
Wyndham Clark's leading.
I know, but I already saw on the website for the tour or for the tournament that they put up no spectators are allowed on the course. Yeah, because of adverse weather. They said no spectators.
Oh, because they trample it.
I guess. So I'm just wondering, like, are they going to finish today, or I don't know. They say it may get pushed to Monday, or
it's Sunday morning right now that we're recording this. Yeah, apparently it's supposed to pour to where if they don't play, which there's a good chance they don't.
3 inches of rain today, possibly.
Yeah, they just got
to.
They got to stop just where they're at, and then Wyndham Clark would end up So if you're Wyndham Clark, I mean, you're hoping that it pours.
So they wouldn't push it to tomorrow then. Like they wouldn't finish tomorrow.
Yeah, they would finish.
No, they would. They're going to try, because I asked Big Wave Dave about it, and it's supposed to pour tomorrow. Which, if it does, and it says that it will, he said there's a chance that even with how much it's going to pour Sunday, even if it stops, even if it doesn't pour Monday, the course might not be in condition to play.
They said it's going to be 30 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts on top of all that. How the fuck do you hit a golf ball with 60 mile an hour wind gusts?
So hard, man.
I mean, yeah. I really, honestly, I've only played obviously a handful of times compared to you guys, but I've never been stuck out there in like real adverse weather. I've been out in the cold, but never like where it was pissing rain or like insane wind. Like I couldn't imagine how terrible. I would I would go home. I would go home. I wouldn't play. I wouldn't play.
Bob has this low rising, almost stinger.
He
does this half swing and he just pierces it through the wind. It's pretty special to watch.
Mikey, we gotta take a shot. You're gonna enjoy watching this, Mikey, at Waste Management. We now have to take a shot at the 16th hole
in front of 16,000 people.
Who does? You guys?
Us.
Yeah.
Oh. What is that? Is that on Wednesday?
Horrified. That's on Wednesday. I'm horrified.
I won't be there. I'm getting there Wednesday night, so thankfully I won't have to watch that.
But if I were you, I would love one of the best.
Why, you think you're gonna blow it?
For sure.
Bob's like, he'll make a hole in one.
No, no, Mikey.
Yo, what if you did though? What would that would be?
That would be the greatest hole in one of all time.
Yep.
Not even a question,
bro. You would, yeah. In fact, now you got to hit a hole in one. You have to hit one.
He almost did it last time he was on that hole. He came within an inch.
I posted it. I mean, that would have been one of the.
So why do you think now, a year of more golf under your belt, that
it's not even a year? It was like a month ago, Michael.
Oh, when you guys were out there before. Okay.
Okay. So he's got it still fresh in his mind, mental memory.
Now you put the fans in there, though.
Yes.
If you
muscle
watch,
memory, yes.
I busted Matt James from The Bachelor. I busted his balls about this so much. There's like camera guys and stuff lined up like right next to you. You got the whole crowd. Matt James took a swing and he comes on, everybody's watching him. He's got no shoes on. He takes the practice swing, chunks the practice swing, just chunks right into the ground, goes up, approaches the ball, hits a shot that directly just beelines, drills a camera guy in front of him. It's one of the funniest clips. And the good news is, if me or Joey D held somebody, people expect that and it'll be hysterical, but not to change from the fact that it's still horrifying going.
But Bob, it'd be a viral clip just think of that.
Worst
case scenario, Bob, you'd have a viral clip on your hand.
Yeah, I think, Bob, there's really only two ways you can go about this: is something completely dreadful or something right at the pin. No in between.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see you hit it 6 feet off the green or something. Nobody wants to see that.
No.
I would love Perez to get a hole in one.
Is he taking a shot?
Oh yeah.
Then you may have.
That would be
forget
incredible.
Forget it.
You know what?
He wouldn't make it to Thursday.
No, he ain't gonna make it to Thursday.
Michael would come.
I'd be there. I'd be like, "What's going on? Where's Perez? Oh, he's no longer with us. He's no longer with us.
He's got to.
If there's a way he'd want to go out, that would be the way he'd want to do.
Oh, I would agree with that too. I'd agree with that too.
They'd hang his locks from the rafters.
They would make that the flag. The flag stick at 16 would just be his hair waving in the wind.
It'd be the Perez logo.
When he goes to the thing, when he went last year, he gets mobbed because you see him when it's Perez, it's Perez. But man, it is.
It's special, man.
He's got to love that guy. He's got to try and pace. He's got to try.
He's not going to. He said he can't.
Yeah. He's pretty much been pretty open about the fact that he's not going to be able to pace. All right, Mikey V, let's head over to you. Buy or sell?
Yeah, I'm going to sell. This was a tough week for this company, and I think it's only going to get tougher. And I watched their second most major show of the year that they put on because we gamble on it. Me and a group of my friends. The WWE, man, this company, bro, now with Vince and all this trouble, and listen, I'm not going to play judge, jury, execution on Vince McMahon, but he's absolutely slightly dirty. Let's say that. I mean, I have no doubt about that, but just the Royal Rumble was so bad. And they still got this guy, Roman Reigns, that's the champion. And he's been the champion, it feels like, for however long. And even if you don't pay attention, you know that. And it was the show itself was so comically awful. There's no storylines. They brought back
I heard The Rock is back.
The Rock is back now. It feels like it's just a desperation play to get like it's just so bad. But they must be doing okay because Netflix paid like $5 billion for the rights to Monday Night Raw. So now Monday Night Raw is going to stream on Netflix starting next year, and they paid a king's ransom.
That's pretty cool.
But I mean, it's just terrible. And the Vince McMahon stuff. I mean, these text messages between him and this girl.
Oh, it's
did they leak it?
Yeah. Oh, Joe, you got to read this thing. Yeah. It is
like people taking dumps on her and then having relations with her. I
think I got the wrong article.
I think so too. You better check that out again. I mean, she was allegedly getting passed around like a pitcher of beer over there, like just like being used and abused. God. Now, I don't know, awful. Now, the weird thing is that obviously when she was done and they were getting rid of her, they made her sign like a non-disclosure agreement to pay her $3 million. He allegedly paid her $1 million and then never paid the other $2 million. And then she came forward to press all these charges. So again,
was she with the company?
Yes. Oh, she was with the company. Yeah. So she got hired basically. Huh?
Or is she anonymous?
No, her name's out there. Her name's all out there. Her picture. Yeah.
But the thing that
I forget. She wasn't like she wasn't a superstar or anything. She was just like an employee, like a back.
Oh, I thought maybe it was like Stacy Keebler.
No. But I mean, like, it's just this company, man. Like, I just feel like they have gone from something that they harnessed so many years ago when I was in like high school, and they have just been downhill ever since. Like ever since the Attitude Era, Stone Cold and The Rock and these guys, like. It just got so
good era after that. It was good. They had good guys after
I think
that.
It's awful.
It's terrible now, man. It's unwatchable.
Now I don't watch it for the last. I haven't watched WWE for the last like 5 years.
The only thing that I'll say though that I don't understand because I think it's brutal, but every time you see like their worth, like I think when the UFC bought them and they merged them, they're worth like
TKO
$1 billion. They're worth so much money. But I don't know though these.
Well, they got Logan Paul now.
That's a good get, by the way, Mikey. Whether you like it or not, that's a good get. That's a really.
I guarantee it puts bums in the seats.
Yeah, there's going to be some people that we are going to kind of like, for example. I always would go in on Aaron Rodgers. There's going to be some times where this stuff is going to come back to us in the sense of like Big Wave Dave took a picture with Aaron Rodgers. So you see like the have a day hats with Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
And who's that guy in the middle?
His Aaron Rodgers caddy, but Bo.
He's wearing a have a day hat?
Yeah.
Oh, Bob, you got to go on the Aaron Rodgers.
I'm all in on Rodgers. I'm all in. I'm all in.
Don't take much. Don't take much,
Joe. God, Michael.
Even Bo said that he showed Aaron my acai bowl video that I did the other day. He said Aaron was cracking up, and I'm thinking, man, like, God
he's
forbid.
He's a great guy, Bob. You got to get on board.
I agree, and I am on board. And
imagine Aaron Rodgers starts following you. Then you got to retract some statements.
Yeah, look, I'll
and he's your quarterback. He's a Jets starting quarterback.
That takes precedent for me over anything else. He's your quarterback. You have to.
He's your quarterback.
Yeah,
he's the light and savior, the light and shining, the knight in shining armor for the New York Jets allegedly.
Tell you this,
I listen.
I'd rather have Jordan Love. I mean, come on, I would. If you give me another 10 years.
That's a different story. What do you want for 1 year, though?
Jordan Love looks sensational.
Looks very good, Joey D. He looks very, very good, Joey D. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're looking for a nice little offer here for Super Bowl 58, why wouldn't you be looking for a nice little offer here for Super Bowl 58? The Brilliantly Dumb Show is brought to you by the fine folks over at DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code DUMB. That's going to be code DUMB. New customers can bet $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 58, again, with code DUMB. Another thing that we got to touch on, it was the Neapolitan that I got crushed for, and then the Nicky Diamond censoring when he did the buy or sell, what Nicky Diamond said was it really wasn't the craziest thing by any means. He didn't really say anything too wrong. He talked about he sold the pregnancy photos, which part of that was hysterical. There's some things that were just better off that I've learned taking off. And the way the ticket did the clip, I thought was hysterical.
Yeah.
I think Nicky Diamonds is one of the funniest people. I think we would all agree Nicky Diamonds is one of the funniest people that I know. And I know Diamonds wants to eventually start his own pod. I'll be listening to that podcast. I just know for us, sometimes we'll go in on a lot of stuff. There's some stuff that it's just not worth it. And look, you let Nicky Diamonds off the leash. He's one of the funniest people of all time. I will be tuning into that podcast. But again, what he did was he didn't do anything too wrong or anything, but it's just sometimes better. It's not worth the joke sometimes.
What I said to him was, we're a circus act. We tried to bring a tiger into the cage, and you can't tame a tiger. You got to let a tiger be a tiger. So, sometimes you have a tiger, you might have a fatality on your hands. So that's just it. That was the proper analogy, I thought.
It's true. And by the way, a lot of it, I thought, there's a lot of it that was very funny. But he'll be coming out with the podcast. There'll be more content to come with him. Mikey V, you had your cell.
Yes.
Mikey V had his cell. Joey D, how was that omelet that I gave you?
It was very good, actually.
Was it? Was that not a good omelet?
Yeah, I know it was good. I was very impressed. That's the best, probably up there after Cafe Boulud, which was very nice breakfast.
Mikey,
that's one of the best breakfasts I've had since I've been in Jupiter.
The Royal Cafe?
Yeah.
He's hard on me, Mikey, to where Joe will disagree, but if I give Joe a recommendation, it's gotta really, really rock his world.
Yeah.
No, I don't know about that, Bob. I'm always going to tell you how it is.
I think you're tough.
The omelet was great. The omelet was great. And by the way, they actually said on the menu, it said, that they're known for their omelets. Mike, I'll show you a picture. Tell me what you think.
It's a great omelet. To be honest, it's almost too big of an omelet.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. That looks nice.
I always go for the Western omelet with like onions and peppers and ham and extra cheddar cheese.
Colorado's another good one where it's like bacon, ham, onions, peppers.
But the only thing is, that's the way that home fries should be. Next time you might have to just order them well done because it doesn't look seared enough.
I was pretty happy with them.
Extra well done home fries always.
Sure. They never charge too much.
It never happens. I mean, it rarely happens where they do it completely right, but you still got to say it just for, your own peace of mind.
I started doing it with pizza now. I'll actually ask for the pizzas well done.
Well done. Yep. Always.
Yeah. And
that's kind of obnoxious, no?
No, Joe. I don't think it's obnoxious. Don't you, when you're in McDonald's, ask for the fresh batch of fries?
Yeah.
That to me. See, that to me.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I say extra hot. And that is based on their codes and regulations. Extra hot French fries, they are required to batch a new thing of French fries. They cannot ask. So, Michael, if you go through the drive-through and you ask for extra hot French fries, you will get a fresh, scorching hot batch of fries every single time. Bob, that's a big difference. I'm talking about fries that are sitting in that little oven thing that they have with the heat lamps, or I get a brand new thing of fries, or you're getting crust that's still brand new and fresh out of the oven, just a little bit more char to it.
Mikey, let me ask you something. Okay. What do you think is more obnoxious? Me asking for my pizza well done, or this guy going through a McDonald's drive-through and asking for extra hot French fries? Be honest.
Put a poll up.
Your local pizza joint is probably a family-owned and operated business for however many years. Your pizzas are being made to order, right? A pie you order is being made to order specifically for you. No problem making little tweaks and adjustments as you go. Joe is having some 17-year-old kid making him refry a batch of French fries for no apparent reason, just because he wants his fries extra hot, which, by the way, I don't know if I've ever had a lukewarm or cold French fry from McDonald's. McDonald's fries are always
doesn't hit. I have, and it doesn't hit it nearly as hard.
Hey, Joe,
but it's just, I just say, like, I just think
it's fast food. They're not cutting the fries. They have prepackaged fries, just throw it in the oven.
But Joe, I'll say this. if
Throw
you
it in the fryer.
if you're on
Okay.
Postmates and you go to order a pizza, you have the option, whether it's Domino's, whatever it may be, you have the option to have your pizza well done.
Do you?
Sure, sure.
Oh, I thought you're writing in instructions like extra what, like that's a bit obnoxious if you're doing that.
Well, Vito's doesn't give you the option, so Vito's I will call. Vito's I
And
will.
by the way, for all of those people who are gonna say like, "Oh, he's talking shit on McDonald's employees," my first job ever, and I'll show you the
You
text.
worked for McDonald's?
I worked for the King. I worked for the King. That was
Michael.
my first job.
Oh, it's
I worked for the King.
on.
Sure.
Hold on.
Wait, this makes so much sense,
Sure.
Bob. The
14
King praise.
14 years old, first job ever, Burger King, Lyndhurst.
By the way, I would give
Sure.
a king's ransom for
Sure.
a photo of you in a Burger King.
Oh,
Yeah,
my-
that doesn't exist, unfortunately, because I was so young, bro. I was 14 years old. It was literally my first.
Oh,
my
I would pay a
my
king's
first actual
ransom.
job where
Oh,
like
me
I was
too.
getting taxes and paying into Social Security. So yeah, the King, first job ever. Burger King.
Oh my Lord.
Let me tell you,
Oh,
I
it
used to
makes so
I
much
used to concoct
sense.
I used to concoct some special sandwiches back there. Like I would just create my own shit. I would just make like a chicken tender sandwich with like 6 tenders on it.
Mikey, they should have had
Mix
you
the
running the
sauces.
specials.
I don't disagree.
By the way,
That's
it does. Joe's right. It does make a lot. Does that explain
To
the
King
loyalty?
love,
Yeah.
the loyalty to the King.
No, because I still say pound for pound, I think Wendy's is the best. You know, and Wendy's
It
hasn't
also
done
means
and
why it
Wendy's
makes
hasn't
sense
done
why
really
sh-
much for us. But
Nowhere
Shit
to be
on
found.
McDonald's so much, Bob. It also makes sense why
Why?
you shit on McDonald's.
Why? Why is that?
Because you're a rival competitor for the King.
I mean, they're all rival competitors if you think about it that way. I don't take it out on Popeyes or on,
Yeah, but we never worked for another.
I
fast
happen to
food
think
chain.
that McDonald's hasn't done enough lately. I just don't think they've done enough lately. I just don't. I don't say now
they're the
that
number
King-
one fast food store or a brand, a company in the
They're,
world.
well, they're the most recognizable for sure. I mean, they're the most famous. There's no question. I'm not doubting any of that. I'm just saying, like, if you drive by a Wendy's and a McDonald's, I'm going to stop at Wendy's. That's just me personally. I'm going to stop at Wendy's.
7 times out of 7.
Maybe not. Maybe
Okay.
5. Maybe 5.
That's still a lot.
I gotta
Yeah.
get this. I gotta get this fish fillet cake done with. I gotta get it done
It's
with. fast,
great,
man.
Bob. I'm glad that you're enjoying it.
It's fantastic.
I was raised on the fish fillets.
That's
all
one of the
time.
greatest.
I got
It's one of
so
the
much
all-time
shit
lines,
for
bro.
so long on
It-
that sandwich, and
yeah.
now this guy is housing it.
Oh,
You know what,
after
Joe?
the turn.
Did I not give you the credit that you
Yeah,
deserve
no,
for that?
no.
Joey
really
D,
did.
when Joey D finally when he gets married and he has kids and he starts a family, he's gonna host Christmas Eve, and for one of the 7 fishes, he's gonna put out a platter of fish fillets.
Bob would be there.
You bet
Bob
your
would
ass.
be there.
You bet your ass I would, man. I went to I went to Rayo's the other night. Had a big meal at Rayo's.
What else is new? This
Yeah,
guy should have
yeah.
shares in the company, man.
Came back home, ordered McDonald's. I got the fish fillet.
What?
It was one of the most disgusting. When I'm drunk, I'll eat more. Like if I smoke a joint, I'll eat more if I'm drunk than if I had just smoked.
Really?
When I am drunk,
Fascinating.
it
That's
is
fascinating.
so we did.
He went
Rayo's.
to Nobu the other night, had
Didn't
like
need this.
$200 worth of sushi, and then went to Vito's after. And he sat by himself at the bar.
Well, sushi's tough,
did.
bro. Sushi's tough.
You know
Sushi's
what
tough.
It is?
It
I
don't
know-
it don't fill you. It just doesn't.
Yeah,
it
it
doesn't.
does. If you
Well,
have
You
enough
gotta
of it.
eat like fucking like I gotta order like 4 rolls at least.
You know, that's
4
another
rolls,
thing.
Joe.
I busted Joe's balls. Rightfully so. Like, didn't Joe buy Nobu one time on his buy or
I
sell?
did.
Like that to me is crazy. Like it's like selling traffic.
It
It's the
always
most
hits,
obvious.
Bob.
With that being said, Nobu is the best. I didn't know there's one right down the block from
Oh,
me.
Thank God he didn't find out till right before he's moving,
It's
because
true. Mikey,
You-
I go and I know the bartender now, and he'll send me out stuff like you got to try the truffles, you got to try this, and that.
Yeah, yeah.
that's dangerous.
I go and sit by myself. I have a blast. They have the game on the TV.
Yeah,
I go,
yeah.
I eat what he suggests. But then I did go to Vito's.
Bob,
for-
can I suggest that before you leave for Florida, you have got to go there one day and just do the omakase and just let them run you wild.
Yeah, the problem with the omakase is you gotta have some time on your hands because they say it takes like 2 hours, which is great. but you got to make sure you have time on your hands. It's like an hour 30 minimum.
Bob,
So
you got nothing but time.
that's
dude.
correct. Yes.
This guy's got all the time in the world.
Oh, that's tough.
Guy makes it
That's
sound like he's
good.
got to take a
That's
charter
tough,
jet
bro.
to go hit the fucking Tonight Show
Oh,
after.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
That's correct.
That may be very very well true, but I don't know.
But anyway, I got to get down to Florida. I mean, my dad called me the other day. He said, I said, what are you doing? I said, go to dinner with Joe. He's going to dinner with Joe again. He said, I'm having a blast with Joe. He goes, you know what it is?
We're really connecting well.
He goes,
and your mom's the best.
They have a blast.
Nicole loves your mom.
You know, my dad said, he goes, I really understand Joe. He goes, I really get him. I know how to get him going. They go out to dinners. I mean, they're having a ball together to where it's very heartwarming to me. I really do. I mean, it's really good.
I dropped by yesterday. I was talking to him for 10, 15 minutes at the house.
Mikey, you ready to hear what this guy does the other day? Okay. My parents thought this was hysterical. I mean, they thought it was they didn't give a shit, but I said to myself, I'm like, this is classic Joe. My dad couldn't stop laughing about it. My mom calls me. So they tell Joe, they're at dinner with Joe, and they tell Joe, anytime you want to take the golf cart out, come by. So Joe goes, okay. The next day, my mom goes to play tennis. Okay. She goes out to play tennis. She calls me. She goes, Bob, have you talked to Joe? I go, no. She goes, for some reason the golf cart's not there. And I don't know if he's on the course or whatnot. The golf cart was gone. Okay. Now they told them, and this is why they don't care.
I said I was going to go.
But you would think that before you go over to the house, that you send a text and say, hey, I'm going to come by and I'm taking the golf. This guy.
I mean, not even I'm going to take it. Like, do you mind if I'm going to take it?
Yeah,
well, in my defense, we did talk about it, but I should have confirmed. I should have confirmed, I guess. I could have called to confirm.
This guy comes over and he punches in the code and he takes the golf. So
I'm working on the game.
So could you imagine, like, my mom, like, there was a chance where my mom could have came out to go to the golf cart and Joe was walking in at the same time. Like,
oh my God.
To me, and my dad was cracking up. My dad was like, Sue, check the fridge. See if Joe took any of the meat in the fridge.
I didn't touch a thing.
You would think that Joe would send some sort of text message. Hey, I'm on my way over. I'm going to text you. No, he just put it in the pin and he took the cart.
You know what we got to do? Maybe we hang like a dry erase board in the garage and we do like a little like clock in, clock out of the cart.
But
that way we have full awareness of where the cart is at all times.
Well, no, see, the key is I go in the late afternoon because then Sue's already
sounded like this was the morning.
Sue's already
sounded like
no, this was in the afternoon.
It was afternoon. It was afternoon.
I always go late afternoon, so Sue's had her tennis. Her dad's already been to the gym and had pickleball because the pickleball I think he goes normally around like 1 or 2. So I go later so that's out of the way normally.
Sure. Very considerate.
This time
very
coincided.
Yeah, but they are like they're connected at the hip. They're like it's unbelievable.
Nicole loves Sue.
They're very close.
Well, Bob, I gotta hang out. They're great people. I know. You guys said you were gonna come here. I came here in January. And these guys have let me home to roost.
I tell you what, that would be one of the better troll jobs in internet history if Bob just decided he wasn't moving to Florida. Like it was just all a ruse to have Joe move his entire life to Florida and
that
Bob
ticket,
never
Perez, Bob, no, none of them are here.
My dad goes when
that's better than taking him to the worst golf course. Remember that video that started all this shit?
Man.
This would be the greatest ruse in the history of the internet.
It would be the best.
In fact, it should be considered at this point. I'm sorry,
Michael,
Joe.
will you stop with this?
I'm sorry, but I'm just saying for content purposes.
I moved across the country.
Yes, that's exactly the point.
This guy, my dad goes,
I'm a rider, dog.
I was like, Ma, I was like, check outside, like, see if his car is out there. Sure as shit, she looks outside, she's there. And then my dad's cracking up. He goes, he really is a bull in a china shop. Like he just to not send that text of, hey, I'm gonna come by and take the cart is absolutely wild. It's the most Joey D thing of all time.
Yeah, I don't know.
The most Joey D thing of all time is him saying that just there.
Yeah. They are like, they're connected at the hip. To where like, I got to get
But
down
that's
there.
good though, Joe. At least you got somebody
Fantastic.
there.
Well,
to
you
hang
know,
out
see,
with.
here's the thing too, is like they've been very good to me. So like, yeah, they have Bob's cousin Kyle staying with them right now, and it was his birthday yesterday. So Mike asked me if I could, he's a lefty, so Mike asked me if I could lend him some clubs to use. So I went and just dropped off my personal set with golf balls in there for him. Because you know, it's a give and take. You know, you can't just take. You got to give.
It's a very,
Right.
even my
It's a real friendship.
I mean, it sounds like a very close knit community down there. It
my
really
dad
does.
said, he goes,
Really
"Never,
does.
I'm having a ball with Joe. You know what?
Your mom is the best too, because she knows how to, she'll take these subtle shots.
Sue's good people.
So like I was late for dinner, and there's this thing, I never seen this before. I guess it's, you know, where there's boats and shit. The bridge literally lifts up.
Yeah.
So all these
Drawbridge.
yachts and shit can go through. So I was on schedule to be there maybe 5 minutes late, and this thing was up for 10 minutes. So I took a picture. Now, keep in mind, it was dark. You could barely see. And I sent it to Mike, and I was like, you know, we're a little bit behind. Keep in mind, I've never seen this before. There's a bridge up. And so they were making an ongoing joke about it the whole time. So Sue goes, she goes, the last time we were here, we had to stay here 3 hours because the bridge was up all night. And she said she wasn't taking a shot, but I know she was taking a shot. And I, by the way, I appreciate it. I was like, that's a win in my book.
Yeah.
Those bridges, that's a good sell too, man. Bridges
what are we doing?
In towns where you could only access the town via one bridge, that's tough, man. That's the same when we go down the shore for that vacation every year. To get into Cape May, the only way to get in is over this bridge. If you have a dinner reservation and that bridge is up and you're running a little bit behind, you're in a lot of fucking trouble.
The traffic was backed up for like 3-4 blocks.
Yep.
Joe, it's the worst. And once you get it, I mean, you're there to stay for
I asked your dad, how do you know when it goes up? I think it's on the hour and on the half hour that they do it.
I bet he knows.
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot.
I would bet.
How many boats do they need to go through? These are like this. That's a big bridge too. We're talking yachts here. I gotta wait for some rich prick to go through with this yacht, and now I'm gonna be late for dinner.
It could be a sailboat, Joe.
Joe, you may be that
sailboat
rich
was
prick one day.
I would never buy a boat. Buying a boat is you might as well dump your money into the ocean.
You know what boat stands for? Bust out another 1,000. That's what boat stands for. Because there's always, once you get a boat, you're just paying for the fucking boat for the rest of your life.
It's just dumping money, man.
Now
you got to know a guy who owns a boat, but you shouldn't be the one.
That's important.
Tyler
Knowing
Cameron,
a guy who has a boat.
Well, Alex.
Tyler Cameron's your guy. Cheeto Alex as well. I thought it was so
Arthur
funny.
Blank.
Arthur Blank.
Who's that?
Friend of the program, of course. The owner of the Falcons.
Arthur Blank.
Yeah.
Remember?
He's not a friend of the program.
Yes, he is.
Joe,
He's been following me on Instagram for quite some time.
Arthur Blank is following you?
That's right.
Wait,
it could be a different Arthur Blank, but we're going to say that it's the owner of the Falcons.
Okay. Is it a verified account?
Well, no, but certainly the name is spelled.
That is such a Michael thing to do.
Joe DiMaggio's following me on Instagram.
Is he really? It might be that's a legacy.
Donald Trump just followed me last week.
I
have Walter Payton's son runs a legacy account for him. Walter Payton Jr. And that's a legacy account. That's a legacy account.
What is a legacy account?
It's an account for someone who's no longer with us. It's a legacy account.
By the way, Mikey V throwing that Burger King thing at us today was
wild.
The craziest thing. I couldn't believe that.
You'd think he would have mentioned it once
amongst
the Biggie bag. He's all the stuff that's come. I was gonna say Biggie bag. That's Wendy's, but all the King stuff. Oh, you think he would have mentioned that? I should call
my mom and have her tell you guys. Like I used to come home. She used to be like, "You smell like a French fry." She used to say to me all the time. Let me tell you something. I can ask her, but I really don't think I have one, dude. I will ask.
Mikey
was probably triple XL in that uniform.
Imagine
him wearing the crown, Bob.
You didn't have to wear the crown, jackass. You just wore a regular Burger King ball cap. Which, by the way, that's probably some jerk off hipster probably would pay like $50 for that Burger King snapback.
Aside of the Chiking, thing, but honestly, I would have a lot of questions.
Chiking's a good sandwich, Bob.
No, but
You
I'm
even
saying
said it.
aside of that, I would have a lot of questions on just how it works and how nasty it really is. Like that's right up my alley.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It wasn't nasty until like if a person working in there knew the person coming through the drive-through and had an issue with them. I saw that one time.
Oh,
It was
no.
very bad what was done. Very
Are
bad.
you
Oh,
serious?
no.
Yeah, very bad, bro.
How do they
Like,
know the person?
so like because the drive-through, like the camera and the car, like it was a local Burger King. It was like a town Burger King, and like people from town would go to that Burger King, and like the one kid working in the kitchen like knew the fucking guy who was, and obviously he had a problem with him, and I mean he massacred.
Number one rule: you don't fuck with people who fuck with your food.
Dude, it was bad, bro.
Joe,
And like,
you got to stop
you know.
ordering those fries, man. You got to
Stop with that,
Joe,
Robbie.
I'm telling you, Mikey. Let me ask you, as
It's
somebody
harder.
in the industry.
I would say as someone in the industry. Fuck off. No, if I would say fries have got to be the hardest thing to fuck with, because like a fry is a fry. Like if it's wet or if it has something on it that shouldn't be on it, you're gonna see that.
A burger,
like
you can hide
or a
some-
sandwich, you're hiding shit. Like this motherfucker, he put tartar sauce on it. He put other things on
Tartar
it.
sauce.
Tartar
on a
sauce on a
burger?
burger. He put like
Well, Bob
jelly
might
on it.
loved
He
it.
spit on it. I mean, it was disgusting. It
If
was
it's got a
disgusting.
morsel of tartar
Disgusting.
sauce, Bob might fucking rave about it.
Not with a loogie on it. You ain't gonna.
Oh,
my
that's
God.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
let me ask you, Mikey, if you, if
I have so
Joe-
many questions here.
I do too. I do
Sure.
too.
This could be
But-
a whole episode on itself.
I mean, you gotta let us know this. This is right up our alley.
The topic never really came up. I feel like. And
We
then
should
I
call
felt
him now
bad.
Mikey
I felt
the King
I honestly,
Beardown.
I honestly felt bad about what I said about the McDonald's employee, because that's not true. Like, look at myself. I mean, I'm not a bad person, and that's where I started. Everybody starts somewhere. You start at the bottom, and you work.
You gotta
hustle.
pay your dues, man.
That's it. You pay your dues. So that's why I told that story, because I want to put that into perspective. Like not everybody who works at a fast food restaurant, there's great people that work at fast food restaurant. But I'm saying in this case, yeah, there was some shady stuff, but really, honestly, not as much as you would think. Most of it
How
was very
long
on
did
point.
you work for?
Only like 2 years, maybe.
Go ahead,
a year
Joe.
and a half.
Diane,
A
Only
year and a
2
half.
years.
That's
year?
a long.
No,
That's
I
a
would say-
long tenureship.
I would say a year and a half. I would say a year.
Did you
year
go
and a half.
to Did you go to a Burger King like holiday party?
Do you know what my pay was back then? What my wage was?
$9.95 an hour.
I'm gonna go lower.
Lower, Bob.
650.
Lower, Bob.
Come on.
$6.25.
$5.15 an hour was minimum wage when I was 14 working at Burger King.
What were you-
$5.15 an hour.
Oh.
Inflation's a bitch.
Imagine getting taxed on $5.15. You might
Well,
as well
it's
just
good.
give me a fucking.
Well, they would
pack
just
of
tax
gum.
you the 15 cents.
But Mikey, as somebody in the industry, if
You gotta stop saying that, Bob. I haven't been in the industry
Yeah,
for over 20
you were in
30
the
years.
industry as a guy.
You wrote the book on the king.
Sure.
The book on it. If I
As
did, I'd
somebody-
be a lot
Now-
better.
I got a quick thing. No, go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
Do you still have any contacts who have an association with Burger King? Maybe we can reach out to them and,
No,
and
no.
pursue a
I was
sponsorship.
I was a kitchen worker. I was a petty. I used to refill sodas.
I just think
by the way,
it would make
by the
sense
way,
to get sponsored by somebody who was raised within the system.
I'll say this, Bob, you would have a field day, because like I said, you really just had carte blanche to do whatever you want in terms of consuming food yourself. I mean, I was making this chicken tender sandwich that I'll stand by to this day. Should have been put on the menu. I mean,
Well,
it was fucking unbelievable.
What was the sandwich? What was it?
I would stack like on a toasted bun. First of all, I would toast the bun like now I'm in control. So I'm not trying to sling these things out. I'm taking my time. I'd put like a little honey mustard. I'd put all these chicken tenders, a little barbecue sauce on top of it, a little lettuce, fresh tomato, and then seal the deal. And I would drink orange soda. I mean, I would have unlimited orange soda. off
So,
that fountain. I would just be
obviously,
ripping orange soda.
You were so young to where the metabolism was where it
Oh,
needed to
yeah.
be. But were you
Right.
gaining weight?
Oh yeah, I was a fat fuck. Sure.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I was a fat fuck. Yeah. And then football would come around and I would lose the weight so quickly because of like you said, your metabolism, like I could run like a half a mile and I'd lose weight. Like now, forget it. If I did that now, I'd weigh 400 pounds.
Wow.
Did you ever go to a Burger King holiday party?
No, we didn't have holiday parties. We were
What?
treated very poorly, Joe. We were treated very poorly.
You didn't have a
Very
holiday
poorly.
party?
No, Joe, these people, we were minimum wage employees.
But let me
That
ask you
doesn't
though,
matter.
Mikey.
I know. It shouldn't have mattered, but it did.
By the way, you know what Burger King does do good is the long chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
The Italian, the
do.
classic Italian,
I-
or the
yeah, I
classic
do.
chicken sandwich. Yeah,
Yeah,
the classic
yeah,
chicken
yeah, yeah.
sandwich. Yep.
I
On the
think
long
that's
roll, lettuce.
sure.
Yep.
The sesame roll.
Yeah, the
Bob, I
sesame
was gonna
roll's
ask.
nice. Yep.
I was gonna ask if the holiday party was hosted at McDonald's.
What was another big thing for us then was like this,
Cracks
which
himself
is
up, man.
in my
Cracks
time
himself
when it
up.
just come out was the rodeo burger, which was a very
Yeah,
popular thing.
yeah,
That was
sure.
like that was with onion ring and barbecue sauce.
It was
on the
really
burger.
good.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
really
rodeo
good.
burger.
Well, it's
Yep,
called a
yep.
Roadhouse, no?
Rodeo burger. It was called the
Rodeo?
rodeo burger.
The
Yeah.
a chef
I don't know,
that I
maybe
used to
they have a
work with-
variation now that's Roadhouse.
chef that I
Sorry.
used to work with, a larger individual, he told me that the reason that like where chefs get really big is he's like, it's not like the meals. He's like, it's not really like the test tasting and like the meals. It's the he's like, he picks at the fries. He's like, the fries will just kill you of all day.
Yeah, yeah.
Mikey.
I mean, listen, that wasn't the only restaurant. I worked at a steakhouse where I would do similar things, like eat like, I mean, you can't eat like that all
You
day.
should have seen how much I ate at Cut.
That's
Holy
what I'm
shit.
saying. I mean, and you're surrounded by food. Joe, you know exactly how it is. Like,
I was having top-notch
they,
sirloin every
they
night.
fuck up an order and that meal doesn't go out. That just
Hey,
goes to the kitchen staff. Hey,
I
that's
was-
a freebie.
I was eating it too because Joe would deliver it to my
Right.
office at the Four Seasons. He would bring it through the tunnel and he would show up to
Well,
my
no,
office.
that was at Boulevard. You were gone by
Yeah.
the time I started at
Yeah.
Cut. Didn't matter. Bob was coming in for free meals all the time.
I overstayed my welcome. I really did. I
I
took advantage of it. I really did. I used to remember with dates when Joe was working at the Peninsula in the Cabanas, the goal of the date was just to get it over to Joe. Like if I could get to the Cabana with Joe, you were in.
Bob
Right.
got treated like the Sultan of Brunei, man. I swear
What
to
does
God.
that
this guy-
even mean?
This
What does that mean?
guy.
a man of high importance, Bob. That's
Yeah,
it. High
Bob.
importance.
Yeah.
the utmost importance.
There's
Yes.
a video of Joe working at the pool and there's all these cabanas and there's nobody out there and you just see
Yeah,
a
it's at
light.
night.
You see a light in a cabana and the Patriots Titans playoff game is playing. And I'm just like eating a sirloin in the cabana while Joe is like, I overstayed my welcome.
That sounds
I
like a
really
great
did.
time, though, to be
It was
honest.
great. It was the best.
Yeah,
I wish he
Guy
went
was
back
living
there.
large.
I prefer him to work for the Peninsula over than Bob does sports. I wish he
I
was
tell
back
you
at
what.
those cabanas.
Tell you what,
That's a lie. I was
let's-
joking, Joe. I was
I
joking.
hope.
Let's enjoy ourselves this week coming up.
Yeah.
Live nicely.
You
You're
gotta
right.
pace yourself, Michael. You gotta pace yourself.
I'm gonna pace very much. I'm gonna pace.
But
I'm-
it's the waste management, it will be a blast, but I really want to have a nice dinner with the boys. And I think that nice dinner is going to have to take place at Daytona. I think
Friday
for-
night, the first night we're there would probably be great because we'll probably just be settling in around 7-8 o'clock. We could go get a nice dinner and
Mikey
Well, for
V's-
Mikey's birthday's coming up.
yes.
Yeah, it'll be for Mikey V's birthday as well. So look, just a lot to be excited about. But Joe, we are coming down to Jupiter, but to watch this friendship blossom with him and my dad is fucking awesome. And then for my dad to say, I really understand, like I really get him because it's so true. Watching somebody meet Joe for the first time is one of my favorite things in the world to watch because at first you just try and figure him out. And when you get past that first hurdle with Joe, you realize how funny he is, and then it's just game
Just
over.
look at what he's trying to fix that one piece of
Yeah.
hair.
That's a compliment, by the way,
This
Joe.
is- Yeah.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you get through that initial, like just watching somebody feel him out, and then when you realize, okay, this is who this guy is, it's a blast. He's the
Do you think?
funniest.
Do you think Joe is one of the biggest love or hate guys on the face of the planet?
Oh, yeah.
Top five love or hate guys.
People either
Oh, for
cannot stand me or they take a bullet from me. There's no
Yeah.
in between.
I would take a
Yeah.
bullet for you, Joe.
Yep. There you
My
go.
dad would take a
There you
bullet
go.
for you. Mike.
Oh,
V would
definitely,
take a
Mr.
bullet for you.
Mr. Berger. Definitely at this point would take.
He
a
loves him
bullet
some
for
Joey
Joe.
D, man. He really-
It's a shame
Mikey-
that Bob's never going to move down there. You're gonna-
No,
but that
Bob,
being
I'm
said,
actually thinking about going to watch one of his Jackals games because I
you
didn't
should, out of
realize
respect. Out
he
of respect, you
plays.
should.
He said he plays Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I think is the schedule.
Are
So
you
I thought
fucking? Are you fucking kidding me?
They
What are
play
they? The
3
Yankees?
games
They
a
play
week.
3 days a week.
I thought
crazy.
they played one game a week. They play 3 games a
Bro,
week.
Get the fuck out of here! That
I
may
swear
be
to
the
God,
place.
I'm not making this up. Mondays,
3
Wednesdays, and
days
Fridays.
a week.
They
Jesus!
they play like 60 games in a regular season.
Oh
It's
my God!
Your mom got mad at him actually at one point because he took his phone out during dinner because there was a substitute for the next day. And he's like, Sue, what do you want me to do? There's a sub for it. We're playing the first place team. She's like, Michael, you're the only one with your phone on the table.
Loving the game. Loving the
It was,
game.
Yeah,
it was
man.
pretty wild to watch go down.
It's fun. It's fun to watch
I
that whole thing from
cannot
afar.
believe that they play 60 games.
And
bro.
Mikey, they drop like flies.
These poor guys, bro. I was gonna say
He's got more
What the-
guys on the DL. Like they drop like flies. It's like the Yankees. It's they just there's more people on the DL. It's
yeah, I mean, if you put Stanton in that league, he'd be out after the first week.
Yeah, they don't get a DH either, so it might be he might not even last a week.
No, that is sick.
That crazy. Is that crazy?
That's wild.
All right, fellas. Very solid pod. Let's clap it up for a real solid pod so far. Let's clap it up for a real fucking solid pod. All right, here we go. We're gonna go into top 5. Look, I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I'm going to do that. This is a great top 5 that I gave here today. It's a solid top 5. It's your top 5 most desired performers during the Super Bowl. Mikey, you labeled it best. What was it you said to it? The best way to describe?
Top 5 dream Super Bowl performers. Halftime. Top 5 dream Super Bowl halftime performers.
I would say I'm curious to hear Joey D's list. So let's save him for the last. Mikey V, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
All right, number 5, I got a band that I think is an ultimate stadium type of band that would have brought incredible energy. Unfortunately, lead singer was, he's been dead since 91. Give me Queen. I would take original Queen with Freddie Mercury, number 5 for me. I think they would fucking rock it. Number 4, another band that for the life of me, I guess, again, because maybe they just weren't intact long enough into the modernization of the NFL halftime show for them to perform. Led Zeppelin. I got Led Zeppelin at 4, just another band who would come out and they'd play Black Dog or Kashmir and the place would go fucking crazy. Number 3, here's a switch up. It's a dual performance by 2 of the greats of a genre that never got to perform at halftime. Notorious B.I.G., Tupac Shakur.
I have that.
Joint Super Bowl halftime show, I think would be, I mean.
It's great.
Titans of industry.
Joey D has his hand up.
Are you allowed to have someone on your list who has performed before?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
I think so.
I didn't
Mikey's making it sound like it's only people who never got to perform.
Well,
I thought it was your top list of performers.
This would honestly, I steered away from people I've already seen. That's just what I did. I steered away from that. But I mean, you could have whoever you want, I guess. I mean, but I just wanted to do people that I never saw. Number 2, listen, I don't know how well he would go over. I think personally he would have gone over incredibly. Elvis Presley. I think if Elvis did a halftime show, I think he would kill it. Knowing, the massive superstar he was, some of the songs he had, I think he would kill it. And then number 1 for me is pretty much a no-brainer.
T-Pain.
The greatest entertainer of all time. In
I know.
my opinion.
T-Pain.
No.
Frank Sinatra?
It's Frank Sinatra is number 1. I think Frank Sinatra.
I thought he was going to do T-Pain.
T-Pain had his chance at the Ravens game and they fucking lost. So Frank Sinatra, number 1 for me. So Sinatra, Elvis, Biggie and Pac, Led Zeppelin, Queen.
I think Mikey's got a strong list. I wish I could make the change. Queen was such a good play. I got, instead of Queen in my 5, I got The Who in the
Who
5
played,
hole.
but they're great.
Did they play?
I believe that they did. Yes, and not too long ago either.
Really?
But this is why it still counts, because you never got to witness.
No, it can. No,
100%. Yeah, I wish. Tell you this, I wish it with Queen. These are guys that I like, so I don't think my list is going to go over very
2010, it was Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey.
Okay.
So yeah. I mean, I guess not the full band, but 2010, yes. Townsend.
All right.
But that's a good play. The Who's great. Who's great.
I know, but Queen would have been Freddie Mercury during the Super Bowl.
Fucking rocked it, bro.
That was the right play.
In hindsight, I probably should have had Queen higher than Led Zeppelin.
I agree.
It is what it is.
Number 4, again, people may not like my list. I'd love to see The Boss. I'd love to see Bruce Springsteen in my 4 hole. Big Bruce guy. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, I
think
they
sure.
performed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. I just don't know which one. But I'm almost 100% positive.
Are you serious?
Yeah, sure am, Bob.
That's a killer.
Yeah, Super Bowl 2009 Super Bowl, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. Yep.
How'd he do?
Sorry you missed that one. He did very well. It was well received.
Yeah, crushed it.
This is good though. This is good. This is great. Keep it going. Keep it going.
All right.
Next on the list is Usher for Bob. Usher.
You got Bruno Mars. At
There you go.
Bruno Mars.
No, listen, I did have to second guess a couple of mine. I was like, did they play? Because Queen was one I was like, but they didn't. They didn't. But.
I got number 3. This is my second favorite performer or band. I don't know if a lot of people know this. Joe, I don't even know if you
I know. I know it.
Really, I'd be very, very impressed.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, man.
Look at that.
And I can already tell you his number 1 is going to be Billy Joel.
That's amazing. That you getting the Chili Peppers is amazing.
They did do the halftime show.
Are you fucking serious,
They
Mikey?
did the one. They did.
Are
the
you
one
fucking serious?
They
It's
did the
okay,
one-
Bob. It's allowed.
But I never saw it.
They did the one with Bruno Mars in 2014.
Yeah, it was
Are
awesome.
you
It
fucking
was awesome.
serious?
I swear to God. I swear to God. This is
I
bad.
gotta go see. Are you?
It was
Wow.
awesome. It was awesome.
Bob's gonna just be YouTubing.
I actually think that was
I
one of
really
the-
am.
I think that was one of the best
Yeah,
halftime shows.
yep.
And the other one that was really good was the recent one with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, that was
a
good.
really
That
good
was
one
good.
too.
Prince did a really good one.
Prince
too.
did a really
Prince
good
was
one.
great.
Yeah.
There was one recently that was really good, and there was one recently that
Lady
stunk.
Gaga was really good.
Lady Gaga was good. Oh, there was one recently
no,
that
stunk.
was not. That was very and I like him a lot. The Weekends was tough.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah.
Weekends was really tough.
Yeah, it should have been renamed to the Monday. Maybe that's how horrible that was.
Red Hot Chili
Weekend
Peppers.
anymore. It was
Red
fucking
Hot-
horrible. Or the Tuesday.
Red Hot Chili Peppers at 3. Number 2.
No,
I got
that was
the
Tuba.
Beatles.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, number 2. I would go with the Beatles.
That's a good one.
Oh, that's that. See, now that's a play that I had contemplated heavily. That's a good play. And no, they've never done a halftime show.
I think the Beatles would be
McCartney,
awesome.
now McCartney has, but not the Beatles.
How was he?
I mean, he's Paul McCartney. It's pretty good. But I mean, the Beatles, yeah, but the Beatles is different, Bob. Like the Beatles,
where
that's
the
a good
fuck
call.
was
That's a
I?
good play. I don't know where you were.
Wow,
No
what a
idea.
bat. And then number 1, Joey D called it. I mean, look, this might not be the crowd favorite, but give me Billy Joel at 1 all day long. He actually came out with the new song. Joey Juice sent it to me when you were playing golf with him, Diesel. Really, Billy Joel's just got. You'd be amazed the amount of songs I know Billy Joel start to finish. That if you played him all the songs, he's my all-time favorite. Always
So
will be.
he sang the national anthem at a Super Bowl, but I don't think he's ever done a
No,
halftime
I don't
show.
think
That
Sure.
okay.
Yeah.
That would have really bothered me.
Yeah, that would have been bad. But no, he did the national anthem.
Yeah, I mean, look, Mikey D's list is going to kill mine. Let me get a little drum roll here, please, because I'm very, very curious to hear this Joey D list. Joey D, why don't you take it away?
All right. I put together a dual performance here at number 5 that I
That's
think,
fair.
Michael, you are going to like this a lot. All right. You ready for this?
I am, sir.
Whitney Houston and
Oh.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah. Wow. I mean,
Could you
Jesus
imagine
Christ.
that?
I mean,
Wouldn't
yeah.
that be
Fuck.
unbelievable?
I should have done Madonna, Michael Jackson, Sinatra, and Elvis. Jesus. I mean, yeah,
No, because
that
Jimi
sounds
Hendrix
awesome.
just plays guitar. So you
But
have
how is this like? Even at least Mike, at least I kind of know where you were going with your duo. How
With
is
Biggie and
that allowed? Yeah, how
I don't
is
know.
that allowed?
It's a great play. We'll
would
leave
that
it.
not be unbelievable?
It would, Joe. It would be.
It's
great.
like Santana would perform with other musicians.
I don't know if Whitney and Jimi Hendrix had any type of a relationship or anything.
I would
guys
love
just
for them to do
piecing
something
together.
together.
I mean, this guy. All right.
Jimmy and Whitney.
I would love to have Sinatra and Kurt Cobain do duet.
Maybe you're onto something here, Mikey. You know how they used to
Sure,
do like the
sure.
Lincoln Park, and then they did it with
Yes.
fucking Jay-Z.
Yes,
maybe
yes.
you should find a DJ who could splice like a Sinatra
DJ.
Cobain.
Talk to
mix.
DJ Cougs.
DJ
Talk to
Cougs.
DJ
DJ
Oh,
Cougs.
yeah.
DJ
After
Cougs.
he's done taking a leak, we'll call
Yeah.
DJ Cougs.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
time that Lou's making a pizza in the back. DJ Cougs a fire set, put a circus. All right, Joe. I don't know how this is allowed.
That
but
was
go ahead,
unbelievable
Joe.
out of
That
the
was
gate.
crazy.
Number 4 it's another one Michael's gonna love. One of the great bands of our generation is the
Okay.
Eagles. The Eagles.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I know that's
yes.
right up your alley. I would
It
love,
sure is.
they have some bangers, man. And I think it'd be so good live just to watch for the, oh,
They're
it'd be
tremendous.
awesome.
They're tremendous.
And then at number 3, I actually swear to God on my list, I'm not making it up. I have it there. Tupac and Biggie. I did have that. I think it would be
Good play.
unbelievable. Number 2, I have now, he performed, I think, before in like the 90s, but it's such an iconic performer that I still have to put him. Michael Jackson, for me, I would want to be in the presence of watching a concert by Michael Jackson.
He did, I think he did the 93 Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know he did. He's the one that I had he performed before. And then at number 1, I have Queen, because I think that it would just be sensational with Freddie Mercury. I think they're one of my favorite bands of all time, and just to see him get everybody going, it would be.
They're the stadium rock band. Like
maybe I put them too high, but I just think they would be so.
No, electric. I think it's fair. I think it's fair.
Yeah, I got Queen as my honorable mention.
We will rock you.
What do you got? Honorable mention, Joe.
Honorable mention, I did have the Beatles. I thought that would be a cool one. It's hard because I'm not like crazy obsessed with the Beatles, but I know people like love them. And I also know that they're widely considered as the greatest band of all time. So I just think that like the energy in the stadium would be unmatched. If you put a band like that in, I think they'd do very well. I think it'd be great. But that's why they're in my honorable mention and not my top 5, because I'm not like a Beatles connoisseur by any means, you know?
Fair.
Yeah, and I put Pearl Jam as my honorable mention.
Damn.
One of my favorite bands of all time.
Strong.
It's surprising that they've never done anything for Super Bowl, but
very, very strong. Joe, I mean, even the one that you're getting this year is right up your alley for you to get Usher. Remember when you didn't you serve Usher?
Not Usher. I would have been. Oh no, I did.
Yeah.
I served him a couple cigars. He was wearing chinchilla. It was right near like New Year's or Christmas or some big holiday, and he just came up to the bar in chinchilla, and the cigar box is right next. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. It was one of my favorite performers of all time.
Mikey, I wish you got to see this guy working when he was at the Four Seasons. It was something to really behold, man. It was really, really something.
Work myself to death is what I was doing.
Fellas, a phenomenal podcast out here today. Really,
it's a
really
long one. Almost an hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
A nice, long, solid podcast. To me, the thing to really pick from here that I'm just not done with, even when we go to the Gambler's Digest chat after this, is Mikey V dropping that Burger King thing.
He's going to be asking you questions all trip, Michael, by the way.
I really will.
It's fine. It's fine.
I really will. We got a lot to be excited about. We got the Waste Management on the horizon. We got Daytona on the horizon. We got Mikey V's birthday on the horizon.
Wow.
What a time to be a part of the Brilliantly Dumb Show. Fellas, I love you. I appreciate you. And we will see you next week. Take care.